Okay, ladies, so I'm mixing up the sourdough. This is my starter. This is 1/3 cup of flour that the recipe called for. This is the lukewarm water. It was 1 1/3 cup of water. So I am pouring it in here. Normally I put it in this big measuring cup, which I'm fixing to do now. I did it a little backwards tonight. I don't normally get it all stirred together in this little container of this measuring cup. So I'm going to show you how I do this. I'll get all this mixed up, and it's going to sit all night long. It's going to get big. It's going to rise. So right now it's really liquefied, so I've got to add some more stuff to it. So my recipe calls for 1/4 cup of granulated cane sugar. I have used honey, and then 3 1/2 cups of, it says bread flour, but I use all-purpose flour. So I have my flour in a bucket because I get the flour from Sam's. So I am going to put 3 cups in there. I'm having to use a half right now because my measuring cups are dirty. I'm making this bread for a friend. Okay. So I'm going to stir that together, and I've got to go in there and add my sugar. Like I said, I used honey on my loaf that I posted earlier, and it had a really good flavor. But I'm going to try sugar in this loaf. So my recipe calls for 1/4 cup. I should have had all this together, and I didn't. It was just throwing it together tonight. Okay, so I've got my 1/4 cup of sugar that's going in here. Dump that in. And then it calls for kosher salt. And you put 2 teaspoons of kosher salt in there. And so I've been doing this. I pretty much can judge it by just pinching and going. If you don't have kosher salt, you can use regular salt. Then you want to get it stirred in there. Mix really good. And it calls for 1 1/2 tablespoons of cooking oil. So I use olive oil. Pause you again because I gotta get my measuring spoons. Okay, so I got my 1 tablespoon of virgin olive oil, and then it calls for 1/2 teaspoon of virgin oil. Get that in there, then you incorporate it. And this dough rises overnight. So you get it all stirred together, and then you cover it up with a towel, and it sits for room temperature, and then in the morning I will bake it. So I will do another video showing you how much it's rose through the night.